Welcome back, Kill Hunters. So on today's episode, we're going to be diving more into the 6B45 plate carrier, the Russian 6B45 plate carrier. This is the replica, as in the last video. If you haven't watched the last video, I highly recommend you go do that really quick. I'll post it in the ending of this as a relative video to go watch, so just go ahead and skip to the end if you want to and click on that and then come back to this video. Or you can just watch this video and go watch that later. Doesn't really matter how you do it, but I really suggest you watch the other video. So, on today's episode, we're going to be going over the in-depth details about this plate carrier and the nuances that come along with this plate carrier. Obviously, it's super cool item to have for airsoft, but at the same time, I always get the itch to actually use this in the field, and I have been successfully doing it for about a year now. That being said, though, there's definitely some different things with this plate carrier that you need to know before you go out and you start purchasing stuff to put in this plate carrier, such as compatibility for plates to be in certain positions, because there is some significant differences, and just things that actually make this a real-time piece of gear that will actually protect you when you need it to protect you. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright guys, so this is the 6B45 front panel. So I'll just be going over kind of the specs of this and the shape. Fortunately, we have the foam pads that actually come in here in the first place, and they kind of represent what the plates look like that should go in the system in the first place. So in the front panel, you got all the moly going down the front. And then there is just a couple of weird things that are going on with this, but let's get into it. So first off, you got this Velcro strip that opens up into this front pocket, and this front pocket is just the whole thing right here. And at first I thought the plate actually went in there, but obviously it does not. It can't support, and it goes up and down and goes all around, and that's not where it goes. And I found that out really quickly. So this is where the plate actually goes. If you undo this next Velcro piece and you come down here, there is a small little pocket down here that I don't know what actually goes down in there, but it feels like you could put maybe a couple of like a ceramic slot, or some level 3 Kevlar down here. Maybe that's what it's for. I'll get into that here in a second if you want to fill that up. But you come down here, you undo this next pretty substantial Velcro piece, and that's where the plate is actually housed in. So if you look in here, this folds over, and that's what secures the Velcro piece. And then the second one folds over for reinforcement. But anyway, so this right here is what the this right here is what the plate shape should look like in this plate carrier. So essentially, nothing's really crazy about this. It's just a regular plate carrier. Any plate can fit in the front of this. So right here we have a level 3 plate, 3+ plate, just a regular, I think, ESAPI shape, but it goes right in here and fits in there, no problem. You go over the top, secure it with that first layer, get the second layer, line it up right here, and then Velcro the rest. And it's got a little slot, but it's not enough. It's pretty secure. So I would say level 4 steel plates, anything can go in this front panel, no problem. And you do have this little bit down here that you could probably put something in there, but there's just not a lot of space down there. So I'm a little confused about that piece. Maybe it stiffens up with the aramid fibers that actually go behind this, but you're not gonna have access to that because this is a replica. All right, so when we flip it over, this is where it gets tricky. Because you would assume, since the front side, has a regular shape, the back side would obviously have the regular shape as well. You are absolutely wrong in every single way. So let's open up the back side, shall we? Same securing system, pretty much. You know, you've got the 1-2 secure system, but then you've got a little special stuff back here. So, in the back, it comes with 2 pieces, right? There's a top half, and there's a bottom half. And now this is where things get a little weird. So, as you can see from the first one, this is substantially more narrow. So, I got super lucky, and I actually had a swimmer's cut plate. But if I didn't have this, you would be shit out of luck with the regular plate. Because obviously, there's a lot more real estate on the sides. So, just for the sake of it, I'm going to try to insert this and show you why that won't work. Yeah, so. It gets caught up right in there. I mean, if you really shoved it in there, you could probably try to get it to work, but I just wouldn't do it. It just doesn't go up in there as much because it's getting caught where it's getting narrowed out. But if you have a swimmer's cut plate like this one, it allows you to go a little bit further. But obviously, there's still some clearance issues, but substantially less than the regular plate. So you can take the swimmer's cut and shove it on in there further, and that allows you to close it, sorry, my lisp. That allows you to close it substantially better, and it actually works very, very well if you have a swimmer's cut. But be warned, you have to have a swimmer's cut plate in the back. If you do not, it will not fit. Level 3 plus swimmer's cut steel plate, whatever. This is from, I don't remember, I think tactical.com or something. You can try to find it yourself. It's just AR500 plate. So now, swimmer's cut up top, that's solved. So what in the heck goes down here, right? What in the heck can go down there? Well, if you look at this, this is pretty much just 3 squares, maybe 2. So you can get a side panel strike face from the Ace Link, I think is what it is. And it's level 3, but it's a Kevlar insert. So if you want something to fill this up down here, you can do that. And you can just slide that insert down there, or you can get spicy with it and you can hop on eBay. And this is where things get pretty crazy. So you can actually go on eBay and find Russian ceramic squares for another 6B, I think it's 6B5 body armor, for $14 and something a pop. But beware, you have to pay shipping, and I'm pretty sure shipping is substantially more expensive than what you're paying for the ceramic, but that's up to you. So essentially you can get real ceramic squares and line them up down here, probably 2, and then you can fill in with whatever the rest you want. And if you really want to go in deep, you can get the ceramic squares and the titanium plates that fit over the squares, and then you've pretty much got a full level 4 down piece down here as well. Alright, so for the rest of this plate here, we'll go back to the front and talk about the neck protector. So, these have foam inserts up here to begin with. So how could we make this realistic and actually usable? Well, you're in luck. I experimented around and found out that if you go to the OTV protection system or the body armor system, you can actually find the throat protectors for the OTV, and they will actually fit inside these throat protectors. So let me get this out for you. So anyway, get a close-up look at that. So this is a body armor throat protector, and what you can do with this is essentially this fits right in here. It's the same shape, perfect shape for that. and it works good. You have to cut out a little bit of the threading so it extends all the way in, but it's almost a perfect fit. So you essentially just buy 3 of these, and you're like, well, what's up, Ron? It's like, that's not gonna fit over here. Well, guess what? It does. You literally just turn it upside down. But you need to cut the back over here, take out the foam insert, and then put this into there. And then you've got surround protection all the way around your neck. I hope that made sense. That was a little vague, but it's okay. And then the final pieces to make this actually usable is these side panels. These side panels are massive. I mean, hell. That's how massive they are. You can literally almost stick an entire plate in there if it wasn't for the restrictions on the side. But yeah, they are absolutely ludicrously massive. But yeah, you could almost stick an entire plate. So, that being said, I was looking around and I was like, man, these are just so big. You can stick any level 4 plate protection on the side and it will fit completely fine. But I wanted a fit that was going to take up the entire circumference of this. And turns out you can actually use a crotch protector or a groin protector, and you can slide it into this if it's small. If it's medium or large, you might go over the size limit, but a groin protector can slide into this and provide the level 3 protection from smaller calibers or fragments, and then you can get the, not this, but the level 4 ceramic plates and put on top of it, and it will be snug. And all right, guys, that wraps it up. So essentially, that is the pieces that you will need to insert into this system to make it a realistic and viable option for real world scenarios if you want to. Now, obviously, you can just use this for airsoft like most people are probably going to, but if you're extreme like me, these are the specs that you'll have to look at, and now you know that this comes with some really weird nuances, and now you don't have to guess on it. I've just given you the information for free. So thank you for watching this episode. Make sure to go like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section. This has been a highly requested video by a couple of my subscribers, so I thought I'd just come back around and just kind of cover the in-depth look of the inside of this system, minus the quick draw, because I do not want to take it apart and do all that. There's videos out there on that, and if you want to go look at other videos, go check out Oxide's videos. I'll kind of post a link somewhere about that video or show a little clip of him going over this same system and actually shooting it, and he kind of goes over a little bit more if you're that interested. But thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time, Hill Hunters. All right.